Hello and welcome to a long play series on the Ultima Online Second Age server. There are a few other of these long play series going on in the community. Of course, shout out to Blade Spirit for his original Sally character. He's been doing that for months now. Lately, we've had Grofus jump in and Charlatan with his channel Just Playing the Classics. And now I just saw it looks like Brad Q is also starting a series. So I'll put their links down below for those channels. I'm going to be doing 30 to 60-minute episodes here, and I don't have any release schedule. I just do these as I get the time, maybe every couple of days, every couple of weeks, maybe every couple of months. We'll see what happens. But like I said, a few other people doing them at the moment, and everybody kind of has their own unique take style on these videos. Blade Spirit is just doing a complete no macros or hotkeys playthrough, which is pretty crazy. And of course, congratulations to him on his first GM skill, 100 music, just through double clicking on his instrument. So I hope you get that Dell sponsorship sorted out soon. Charlatan has a nice zoomed in look on his videos, focusing on the game window and using a few hotkeys. Grofus is the full classic client in view with Razer and hotkeys in use, and he's playing with others in voice chat. That's a lot of fun to see the group of noobs running around. And then Brad Q looks like he's going to be showing off his editing skills and playing a couple characters. So I'm excited to see what happens there. For my series, going to be doing, maybe you could call it like a UO ASMR, or just kind of a background noise series. So I'll start the episodes with like a short introduction and then state my current goals, what we're working towards. And then I'm just going to mute the mic and let the OG music and sounds come through. So it'll be something you can just put on in the background and enjoy. And of course, you can follow along as closely as you'd like. But, I may turn off the combat music and the footsteps, depending on if I'm getting annoyed by them. But I think most people watching these videos, they already know a lot about old school UO, and I don't really have a lot to add to that discussion. Again, you can check out the others in the community for videos where people are explaining what they're doing and reminiscing about old times and stuff. And then I'll end the videos with a quick outro, and I might add more commentary later if there's things to talk about, and with this character or with things happening in the community or whatever. But I'm not going to be editing the videos. This is the first kind of real series for YouTube, so I'm just going to keep it simple. No edits, no camera, and no like running commentary or anything. Of course, with these newbie playthroughs, there'll be no AFK skill gains and no large donations accepted. I might pick some trash up off the ground or something, but yeah. What I will be using the classic UO client you can see here, and I will be using Razer macros and hotkeys. I do like to do the hotkeys through Razer, because if you do them through the classic UO client, it seems that it just fills up your chat box with a bunch of spam. So I'll be using Razer hotkeys. I'll use the counters here on the classic UO client and the zoomable map. And I am going to be training useful skills from NPCs. Like hiding is a huge pain to raise through the teens and 20s, so I'm just going to buy it from the NPC. As far as gathering scrolls for the spellbook, maybe I'm going to start off trying to do that, but if I get annoyed, I'll just buy a full spellbook. And that goes for, everything else in the game. I mean, back in the day, we bought tons of stuff from vendors, and that's a huge part of the game is, crafters and their vendors, so I'll be looking for vendors selling weapons and armor and stuff like that. Things I will not be using, I won't be looping any macros through Razer. and of course no scripts. I won't be using the grid loot in the classic UO client, and I won't be using the light level filters. I'm not going to be using the dark nights either. So just kind of the normal darkness. The night sight still has a use, but it's not too crazy. And I think most people watching these videos, they know how special it was to play UO back in 1999, or we wouldn't be here playing this 25-year-old wizard game on what is now a nearly 16-year-old reproduction server. So most people playing Second Age, they're looking for that nostalgia hit, and playing the game as this newbie, brings back that feeling of 25 years ago when you weren't multi-clienting, you weren't, having a mule character support you as much, didn't have multiple accounts going. It wasn't the extreme metagaming that we can do nowadays. And of course, we did do some AFK macroing back in the day. I remember using a program called Easy Macro, or some people would stick pennies in their keyboard or whatnot. But it was, and I believe still is, a jailable offense on the official servers. I know I ended up there at least once for doing it. But we won't be doing it here. We'll keep it all on the video. So this character I've made, he's just the total noob to the world. As it was 25 years ago. Start with Dexing. I'm going to do macing on him, and with some low magery to assist with stuff, and just then a plethora of other skills thrown in. There's no 7x GM, for the foreseeable future here, or probably ever. For this guy, I've started him with 50 provoke, 49 healing, and 1 parrying, and that parrying will give us a newbie shield. So if we die, hopefully maybe we can use it to help get our stuff back. And on this first episode, I'm just going to be gathering some wool. I've started here in U. Gather some wool and just sell the wool to then buy those starter skills I talked about. Also, of course, setting up the client, setting up Razor, and some simple macros and hotkeys and stuff. And I'll keep that on the screen, try to keep Razor on the game screen here. And then at the end, if there's time, we can raise some stats, do some camping and herding and stuff. But that should fill our time for this first episode. So, enjoy. Alright, that's gonna do it for this first episode. Had our first successful escort, and also our first unsuccessful escort mission. And we met our first other player character at the Moon Gate there. So, thanks for watching. Bye bye.